Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I want to talk about these new May 4th LightSpeed bundles, what the extra characters are that you should really farm for them, and also, should you be doing, pretty controversial here, a Lord Vader farm because of how accessible he is now. So let's jump into the game. All right, so the Lightspeed bundles, I did buy all of them. And full disclosure here, I don't have these characters leveled up yet. And I'll say this, it's okay to get these bundles and not get the payout for them. And it may sound weird, right? But hear me out. Ewoks. Princess Nissa, you will get her when you farm for Leia. Is it a necessary rush right now to get Nissa up? I would say arguably no, not at all. Is the team okay? Yeah, the team is okay. You can put it on the back wall. It can clean up. I've seen the gerbil do some things with them at higher relics like beat CLS or whatever. Am I saying they're not a functional team? No, I'm not. Like I'm sure they have some uses, but would I stop everything I'm doing to get Nissa up, who takes a bunch of Kyrotech? No, I wouldn't. Would I level up and upgrade Nissa if I was farming for Leia right now? Yeah, absolutely. This bundle does help towards Leia with Wicket and Chief Chirpa, especially if you got the other Rebel bundle as well. But is it a must right now? I would say no, not at all. So my recommendations: get Nissa to low gear, whatever you need to where she doesn't require Kyrotech, and then just some basic stuff. Throw some mods on her. And I think she still deserves to be on the team. I would rather have her than Logray or Elder or something. So I would still have her in that back wall. I still will use her. But is it necessary to rush her? No. Not at all. All right, let's go to Nightsisters. Nightsisters. So Marin right now is accelerated. So, and we did just get a bunch of drops through her because she was a chase after she became accelerated. You can easily get her to gear 10 without any Kyrotech. That's where mine sits. Should you get her to gear 12? I would say arguably, if you want to, yeah, this is a great side farm. Nightsisters, if you get her up to gear 12 and you have these relics, I would say probably can do CT3. I haven't done it yet. I want to. I'll probably make a guide on it. I do have Old Daka at R5, but with one Zeta on the lead for Mother Talzin, and then one Zeta on Old Daka for serves again, I would say that's all you need to make this team fully functional. And then if you can get Shadow Stride on there, if you get Marin to gear 12, I would say that's absolutely worth taking a side step if you're not close to finishing any farm. So as a side farm, I do say in my hierarchy of needs that you should weave assault battles into your main farms. Should Marin be weaved into your farms? Yeah, absolutely. I plan to weave Marin into my main farms here shortly. I don't know when exactly, probably after I finish Profundity or JMK, one of them, but pretty soon I will get Marin up and running because I sooner or later I'm going to want Calcestis more sooner than later. But a good farm, accelerated, elevates this team. This team is good. It can beat Nightsisters without Riva. It could be General Grievous. It's it's a they can also beat Zori Bliss teams, which are like a pretty good team. So this team is worth investing in. They also have their own assault battle. Yes, you can use Phoenix to get challenge tier 1, maybe 2, but this team, if you put a little investment into Marin at gear 12 and you get the mods right, then yeah, absolutely, you can do challenge tier 3. And I would say if you get Marin to gear 12, go ahead and just relic her. I would say on equal level to Daka, because even if you have Marin, she's survivable. You slap a lot of tenacity on her, a decent amount of potency. She can either make Jabba a reliable 2-shot or sometimes, especially in 3s, a 1-shot if you go with the more risky like Mother Talzin, Marin, Asajj. And I would say her Omicron is worth placing as well once you have her up and running. So is it a worthwhile farm to get Marin up? I would say 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Do it. Do it. But other than that, let's see. Separatists. So I made some money on this on this separatist farm. So the geos, like the geos, they're standalone. I would say Queen's Will, don't waste your Zeta on this leadership, Geonosian Swarm. I did it a long time ago when I was young and dumb. Don't do it. Don't do that to your Geos. It's completely unnecessary. They cleanse buffs, so it really isn't much. And then the Omicrons. So if you're especially if you're a lower GP guild and you put Omicrons on Poggle, and you bought this bundle and you have a wall of them, that's gonna win you TWs. And I'm sure people are probably gonna throw on the Droideka Ami and the Poggle Ami, and it's just gonna be two walls, and you have to know how to get through that. So I would say plan for that, but also if you do that, that's a great idea. That's a great way to get some good value out of these packs. So if you get the Droideka Ami and the Pogo Ami, excellent Omicrons, low like viable, and even in close to end gear. Late game I use them. I don't know super end game, like I'm not a gauntlet player, but I would say I'm at 8 million GP, 8.75 now. My guild uses them to great effect. I plan on getting the Droideka one as well. It's an excellent Omicrons, both of these really great, especially for lower GP. As far as the Zetas that you'll need both of General Grievous. Like, you will need to farm General Grievous. You will need to put him to relics. He does like 6 mods. Don't ignore mine. I'm like in a real big crunch with health primary ones, and he's only relic 3, but pretty soon I'm farming JMK here. General Grievous will get the love that he deserves. So General Grievous, a must farm. So if you buy the Padme bundle or the gas bundle, General Grievous is a must farm. Even if you don't, like, you need to farm him. Malevolence is an excellent ship. With the Grievous team, you'll need both his Zetas, you'll need B1s and B2s minimum. You can invest in Droideka, you can invest in Newt. Don't do Magna Guards. Unnecessary. Jango's, yeah, his is useful. Count Dooku's also useful. Why, if you have them, get that. It's a great one, but not a necessary farm right now. But as far as like investing in the Separatist team, absolutely invest the Zeta, at least in the Geo Brood Alpha. That's a must. And then the 4 in the GG team, get GG up to relics, minimum relics. Like, he at gear 12 does absolutely no damage. He's a garbage character, but at least at relics he starts becoming a useful team. If you have that level 6 Separatist one, it's a banger of a team right now, and it will be for the next few months. It can beat up to Leia's. So, and 2 Omicrons here for TW, that's worth it. I would say 4-to-1 TW to GAC ratio if you don't want to be like a super selfish player. So some people do, and that's fine, but I would say General Grievous, a must farm. The other Separatists like New Count Dooku, Jango, maybe you can make a team with them, maybe not. There's you can put the Newt with the General Grievous team. Personally, I'll probably put like BB-8 or something with General Grievous and put it as a little bait for Wampa. But absolutely, if you are planning on using Newt, then Viceroy's reach is very important for that. That's kind of what makes the team the Newt good. Also his double life. So a good Zeta to be had there. So if you want to do 5. And it won't go to waste, even if you replace him with Stop, because when you make the Admiral Trench team, inevitably, once Admiral Trench becomes an Admiral, and you'll want to build up that team anyways, you'll need the Zeta for Count Dooku, for Newt, for Jango, and Watt. So all worthwhile. So there's no waste here, like absolutely no waste here. Like every single one of these characters, if you wanted to invest in Trench and Stop, and Watt and Dooku and Newt, no waste here. Asajj, she goes with Nightsisters, don't worry about her. And then just don't do the Zeta on Geobrood Alpha lead, don't do it on Magna Guard. But other than that, the rest of them are pretty safe. I wouldn't worry about Asajj right now. Honestly, not a big deal. If you want to Omicroner, you can Omicroner. Don't do anything with the lead, but you have to place the Zeta here. So if you want this and her Grand Arena Zeta, it's not a bad one. Her lead, absolutely don't you do as well. So a great faction nonetheless. All right, so Galactic Republic. So to unlock gas, you're gonna have to invest into Padme. So I have to get her to 17,500. I'll probably do that without investing into the any more than that. And then I'll see if I can get her there with just these. Yeah, so now I can do her event. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it this low gear with this Zeta. I'll try. I have some banger mods. Maybe I'll like throw them on there and just like slam my head into the wall until I beat it. But this team, if you just like put some investment into them, I heard you need at least like relics into Padme. I'm probably going to do it with like this low gear. Maybe I'll make a guide. But you do have to put investment into Padme at least to 17,500 to get access to the gas event. And then once you do that, as long as you bought the gas bundle, then the other squads, the Separatist one for phase 4 and also the ships one is pretty easy. You don't have to worry about the ships one. But the like if you do get Padme up, which I would say if you're planning on getting gas, like Padme is a must. She's a good character. She's worth investing in. Personally, like where my roster is, I'm not too concerned because Qui-Gon takes her team in GAC, and then in other events I have a pretty established roster. If you don't have an established roster and you're looking to get the most bang for your buck bangers for this bundle, then Padme is a must. I would say just take her up to Relic 5. It's a good team. Just don't put it on defense unless you have Mason there or C3PO in there as well, because if you throw her on defense, then Malik is just going to solo her team for max banners. Good for offense. Good May. There's a lot. There's no waste here for Padme. She's probably. I could see her probably going in the Queen Amidala kit, depending on how the others work. So I would say a worthwhile character to invest in. So absolutely a must. Get Padme up and running so that you can get that gas. And then the Separatist ones, if you bought any of the bundles, they're at high enough relics. Maybe you'll want the B1 at Zeta to make it easy. B2 would be the icing on the cake. Droidica, also more yummy icing on that cake. But all of them not necessary. These relics, you'll out relic the requirements, and you'll be just fine, even if you have like decent mods. So should you even go for gas though? Which is a pretty controversial thing, right? Like if you buy the bundle, should you like drop everything you're doing and go directly for gas? And I will say this, I'm not like, maybe I'll do it just for fun, just to unlock gas, because believe it or not, I have all the get one I need to take him to 7 stars. But am I going to go all in and just like unlock gas, give him 4 Zetas, take him at least to Relic 7, and then Zeta or Relic up and Zeta his team? No, I'm not. Like I'm close to other farms. I'm farming Profundity right now, and if you look at my Profundity farm, I'm like right here. So I need 2 more relics. I have all the materials to take them to Relic 9, to Relic 7, and Relic 5, and then I'm done. Like I only have 2 characters to Relic up, as you can see. Like Cassian's, I have all the gear ready for him. Biston, just a few much, like a week or 2, and I'll have this team up and running, maybe 3 weeks to finish off the signal data for them, and I'll get it. And then JMK, I'm farming JMK next, and then it's really not that far for me to get JMK. I have Cat already, and then after that, I'm going for Leia. And my Leia farm with this bundle is really close, so I'll just have 5 relics, a little bit of a love to these guys, and then I'm out there for Leia. So am I gonna drop all that to get gas up and running? No, I'm not, because gas takes a bunch of Chirotech, Padme takes a bunch of Chirotech. I would have to, like, ARC Trooper takes Chirotech. I'll have to, like, getting his stars doesn't matter. He's a Cantina farm. It's really quick. Echo's gear is really cheap, and then at that point, like, it's not the biggest of deals, but to finish this and then all this is pretty much a galactic legend for me. Like, but if you're nowhere close, Then absolutely go for Gas. He's a good character. I would say good, like borderline great, top tier. Under GL though, like he's not as strong as a GL most of the time. There's some things he can be. His gimmicks are kind of like cheesy. So he has a lot of good traits. He's a good team. He's definitely top 22, so you'll be able to use him for a very long time. He also slots in really well with like JML and JMK and some other things like Keller and Beck or something like that. Like you can use them universally, even if you don't have the 501st. But is it worth like getting him geared through all that other stuff? I would say borderline. It's not a must. Like back when we had the first order bundles, and I personally didn't buy it, as you can see, because I just farmed it. But back then, when we were farming this and farming Ray, I would say it was an absolute must. Like you need to get the payout for that bundle. You bought the bundles, get the payout. And that's because they were GLs and they're universally amazing. They're universally great. SOKR, amazing. Ray, amazing. SOKR, probably the most like Swiss Army knife offensive GL that we have. Ray, the most Swiss Army knife defensive GL that we have, because their kits work with light side and dark side. There's some things that you need that synergize really well. But essentially, the team works amazing, like absolutely amazing, both of them. And it was a must. Like if you bought Star Killer, those were 4 amazing characters that just like elevated other teams, and then they immediately unlocked Star Killer, and then and Star Killer came, like, as long as you have Palpatine and Mara Jade, that's the core of the team, and you instantly have a GL killer. So all those were like must invest in right now. But is Gas a must invest in right now? I would say probably not. Like honestly, probably not. I won't tell people like, hey, you bought the bundles, finish the farm. Like you can do it if you want to. If you want Gas, get Gas. If you don't want to get Gas, I won't hate you if you don't go all in and unlock him, to be completely honest. Take that for what you want. If you disagree with my opinion, let me know. If you're like, Captain Amazing, you're whack, super whack. Gas is a must farm right now. If you buy this bundle, you're crazy if you don't. It's up to you. It's up to you. Do it, don't do it. It's either way. Like I would say General Grievous, a must farm. Like, yeah, absolutely must farm. Marin, yeah, absolutely must farm. Nissa, you know, when you farm Leia, you'll get her up, and then you'll have an okay team. Padme, if you don't have like a Qui-Gon, or if you need like some more Conquest tunes, because she's great in Conquest, if you need like a Proving Ground tunes, yeah, absolutely, it's worth the investment. Like a must farm right now, really depends on where you are. Gas depends on where you are. It's a heavy investment. Character, his team's heavy investment. It comes with one of them, but maybe not. As far as ships, so the Galactic Republic ships, there are 2, I would say there's one that you definitely need to farm, and one that's borderline. BTL-B Y-Wing Starfighter. This is a must farm. You don't have a tank right here. And if you don't have a tank and you bought the Negotiator bundle, if you bought any of the other ship bundles, you'll have Houndstooth. So you can automatically like take this Negotiator bundle, slot in the Houndstooth, and you have a very top tier team that should get you some crystals. So you would go Houndstooth, Anakin, Umbaran Starfighter, and that's the start. And then you would reinforce with Plo Koon and Ahsoka Tano, and that's all you need for right now. But once you start farming like Executor, or in Grand Arena, if you want to like take the Houndstooth and use it on a different team, because it's an ultra flexible, probably one of the best ships in the game, especially early game, then you should farm the BTL-B Y-Wing, the Galactic Republic pilotless ships. Like you don't have to farm any pilot. You just farm the ship. It comes pre-made. You upgrade its abilities, and it's an amazing tank for the Negotiator fleet. So that's all you need to get that up and running and make it fully functional. So if you don't have the Houndstooth and you don't have anything like that, You can try this. I don't really know what to say other than like maybe Umbar and Anakin, Ahsoka reinforced with Plo Koon. But you're going to be hurting. You're absolutely going to be hurting. Start farming this Y-Wing today if you don't have it. It's an absolute must farm. Other than that, let's talk about the Marauder, right? And part of what I said was like, let's talk about the Lord Vader farm. If you're planning on going for gas, should you go for Lord Vader? If you don't have a GL, if you just unlock this bundle, does this put you in a good place to farm Lord Vader? And I would say borderline, actually, my opinion is yes. I know it sounds crazy, right? I tell you not to farm gas, but then I say like farm Lord Vader. And hear me out here. Hear me out. If you farm gas, right, go straight for gas. Of course, farm General Grievous, start farming your Y-Wing, start farming Marauder, and then start farming Bad Batch. Everyone should have at least some of Bad Batch, their shards, because of the Bad Batch event right now. So if you have the Bad Batch, start getting their shards, and then start working on the Marauder. That ship is going to be an absolute banger for the Marauder. It'll allow you to be Executors. It'll allow you to be Leviathans. I'm pretty sure it can beat Profundities. I don't have much, obviously much experience with it, and I don't see it on defense very much. But even on defense, it is an absolute banger of the ship. So this is a GL level ship that you're gonna get. As far as like, don't believe the negative hype for Lord Vader. You put Lord Vader on defense, you're gonna absolute stomp people. Even without Maul, like he's still a good defense. Like he's still on offense, he still beats Lord Vader. He still beats Rey. He's a absolute banger of a character. So don't feel like farming Lord Vader is a fail. So if you want to, if you're open to it, because most people who farm Lord Vader, they farm him first or they farm him last. And I would say borderline, if I was going to buy, like, let's say I bought this bundle, the gas bundle, and I didn't buy anything else. Like I made an account, hyperdrive gas bundle today. What I would do with it is I would get the Houndstooth up and running. I would get the Y-Wing up and running. And then I would also get this Marauder up and running. And then I would go finish gas into a Lord Vader rush. That's what I would do. And I guarantee you, I would absolutely dominate. It could be in the fleet arena, you were going to dominate the shard, especially once you get that Marauder up and running. You're going to absolute smoke show all these other negotiators out there without it. And then once people start getting Executors, you're still going to beat those Executors. Those borderline, I would say those new Executors would struggle to even beat you once you got this team up and running. So there are a caveat of what you need to do. Essentially first is, let's see, this one. So behind enemy lines. So Hunter should be your first gear 11. So that ability is so useful because it puts Anakin under stealth. Other than that, you just want to like get everyone geared up as much as you can, upgrade all the abilities, because the stats on this character are so juiced up. It does so much damage. It has so much health. Even like, look at this health on it. This is like a super low gear Bad Batch, and the health here is like pretty decent. This is better than most of my ships, even at relics. So if you look at this Marauder and you fully invest in this team right away, you're gonna absolute dominate the fleet arena for a very long time. And even once they get like Leviathans and Executors and all these other things, you're still gonna be able to climb. You're still gonna be able to get those shards, and that shard shop currency that you're going to dominate by getting top 5 every day is going to accelerate your Lord Vader farm. And then once you get Lord Vader, if you put him on your front bottom wall and you put this negotiator on your fleets, you're gonna climb. Like I promise you, you're gonna climb, because people are gonna struggle against your Lord Vader. Not until someone has either like Fennec Bounty Hunters, or if they understand how to use like Watt and SOKR or something. Like a standard SOKR team struggles against Lord Vader. So you're going to be able to just like dominate in GAC early and dominate in the fleet arena. And what else do you want other than those things? And Lord Vader will be able to do Proving Grounds pretty well for you. So all in all, like Lord Vader is a very universal GL. He ramps beautifully. He does great damage. He holds pretty good on defense as long as you're not like the top of Kyber, you know. But it's a long ways to go from like where you guys probably are, and even where I am, and to the like the top tier of Kyber 1. So I would say farm Lord Vader, do a Lord Vader rush, has my approval. Is it a must do? Maybe not. But if you want to, that would be a excellent farm. It secures fleet. It gets you good placement in GAC, and then from there you can go wherever you want. Build some assault battles. Go for another GL. Go for a GL ship. Go for Executor, and have 2 dominant fleets for GAC or whatever you want to do. But this farm is an excellent farm, and it sets you up beautifully. You do get Newt, you get Count Dooku, which is not a big deal. It sets you up for Padme with the bundle. Arc Trooper's a fast farm. All these are pretty easy, like Echo, Grand Moff, Zam, Tusken Raider, and Embo, which my face is hiding. Easy farms. The Bad Batch is difficult, but they're an excellent team on their own. You use Shock with them, so Shock T will be the 5th. And then you can ignore it. Echo, and then you'll build your gas. So you'll have a gas, you'll have Lord Vader, you'll have a Padme team, you'll have a Bad Batch team, and then you'll have a Separatist team, and then also you'll have the Negotiator fleet at the highest level to get up. You will have to do a little bit higher relics on Plo Koon, but you'll just have to R7 Plo Koon just to make that a reliable executor counter once you start seeing them in there. But other than that, like, what do you guys think about my opinions? Do you think they're whack? Do you think it's a good farm? I would say like, hey, if I had built a hyperdrive and then a gas bundle, I would go straight for the Lord Vader. I would recommend it. It's up to you if you want to, but I think overall, like, excellent farm. So in the comments, let me know what you think about my ideas. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and take care. Also, one more thing, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so it's free, helps me out, helps the stream, so I appreciate it. Other than that, see you next time.